Hello and welcome back. Today we'll be making something completely different, a hat. Not quite this style, that's a bit too complicated to show on a video. We're making a simple one that is more like a kono, like a four-corner kitty. We use 24 whenua, normal width, that's 12mm to start with, and then we use our leftover bits from other projects as add-ons for the brim. So let's get started. Okay, now bucket style or four corner is essentially a kono, which is something like this. So it starts exactly the same way, and most of you already know how to do this. So this is how you start your, your typical four corner, and then you just add in a brim to make it a hat. And you can shape it either way, like you can put the brim up or down. And so the simplest way, obviously, and bigger than this one, is you alternate your strips as per normal. The top and tail just helps. So over one, under one, all the way. And so we've got 12 each way, which is still relatively small, but we can still shape it when we're ready. And we just continue this until we've got 12 each way, and then we'll do the corners. So here we are, a almost perfect square, so that's 12 and 12, and as with a normal corner like this, I'm just going to turn it over to the dull side, and then we form our corners as exactly the halfway mark, so that would be 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we form our corners right there. And the simple process is, as you all know, is just weave and continue the takitahi, over one, under one. And you try, I normally do it a bit loose at the beginning, and then when I'm ready, when I'm ready, I tighten it slowly. It's actually a good little trick anyway. And I've got my finger right in here in that corner. And then I tighten all these strips as I go along to form a nice corner. Go. That's our first corner, and we continue to do the other 3 all the way in takitahi, and always at the halfway mark, so between 6 and 6. And I just use little bobby pins to make it secure, and then I'll show you how to split. Rightio, here we are. So 4 corners, woven up to a nice ara. And obviously this is relatively small, so it's definitely too small for an adult, but for a child, it's perfect. And the thing to note is, where you split, this is where the brim will start. And determines also how deep the head will be. So I've, considering this is going to be a child's one, so the brim will start about here, so that's probably the depth that you want. This would be too shallow for an adult. And for splitting, I just use a simple little drawing pin kind of thing, and I split them in half all the way around. And when I've done that, in both directions obviously, and when I've done that, just demonstrate this here. So the idea is, so you've got 2 now, not just 1. So you take one and then you kind of split it so that you end up going one under one, one under one the whole way, all the way around. Rightio. So here you can see we're going from the double width to the single, to the half width, all the way around. And the reason why we do this is, well, first of all, it looks better, and secondly, it makes work a lot easier when adding in to form the brim. So what we do now is we'll kind of put it flat on the table. See how they're all nicely spread out, and then we start adding in. So now we're ready to add in. So I've woven up about 3 rows, and then I just put a new strip on top, like so, and weave it in, tahi all the way, and you just hold, that's the new add in, put the new one across, yeah, and this is your new little strip. Rightio. New strip. And over. Adding in is a good skill to have for a lot of reasons. So you can use that for whāreke and kite and wall hangings, and, you know, to increase the number of strips. And just give it a little kick. Turn it in. So what you essentially end up with is almost double the original number of strips to form your brim. And you can do that in 1 row, or you can do 2, or even 3, if you want to make your brim really nice and white. Hang on. Fiddly. So what you end up with, something that looks like this. So you have your new ones have a little kink in regular intervals. You can see that. And that way you get a nice even tahi. That's all there is to adding in, really. You do this all the way around. I only do 1 row because I've got some really short ones here. And then you're ready to just do your normal lock off. So I've added in all the way around in intervals of 2. So I've got 2 in between, and then I add it in, 2, add in. And so now we're ready for lock off. You can either lock off on the top side or on the bottom side, which is, you know, under here. It's up to you, really. It doesn't make a difference in the shape. It's a personal preference, I'd say. Just because it's easier to see, I just kind of demonstrate on the top. Just a simple double lock. That's all we're after. So you've got your 2 up, 2 down. And because these are relatively short, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But essentially, what you do is you just add up, lock off rather, all the way around, and then you cut off the excess, and then you end up just like on this one, you end up with a nice round brim, and you can sort of squeeze that one into shape depending, you know, what you like. You can make it wider or shorter, and that's your head. So here we are, finished Potae. Small, as I said, for a child. I shaped it the way so it's going slightly upwards, but you can make it like a bucket sort of thing. It's really up to you how you like it, or one side up and the other one down. Looks always nice. But yeah, so that's a simple Potae. There's, I don't know how many other ways of making them, but this is the easiest. Happy weaving.